Good morning. I got on green again today, a different color green than I wore the last 3 days because it is spring and I'm reminding myself things are sprouting and looking beautiful and it's time to celebrate. My allergies are also going crazy and so I sniffle and snort and you'll probably just hear me coughing today. It's probably not going to be fun, but it is going to be fun because I'm going to take you on a trip to one of my favorite places. And it's called Ball Ground, Georgia. And years ago, somebody brought me this book to the set. And I was kind of going over it and laughing because it has some things about it. Sometimes in my life, I do things that I'm thinking, I never saw me doing that. I never saw me doing that in public. I never saw me even thinking that. And I'm reading this book, and here's one that I never saw me doing. Ride a mechanical bull in a tavern now. I know y'all are laying in the floor laughing now. Can you imagine me doing that? But you know, when we look at life, there are things that maybe you think, I don't know if I ought to try that or not. I don't know if maybe I should do that or not. I don't know. I think spring is that time that we try new things. And so I kind of went four-wheeling in the dirt yesterday on a construction site because I wanted to see the progress in Ball Ground. And so I brought you a lot of photos today because I went all over Ball Ground. And one of the things I did was I proved a point. Everybody just fusses and fusses and fusses about the growth in Ball Ground. Well, I love the growth in Ball Ground because we are growing the way we should be growing. We are growing in every single price point. We have homes for first-time home buyers. We have homes, we have some rental homes. We have a little bit higher end homes. And now we're about to get something that I don't think I ever saw coming to this area. John Wheeland, one of the greatest builders in America for many, many generations, is building townhomes in Ball Ground. I never saw this coming. I never saw the beautiful, beautiful homes on the ridge coming. And today you're going to get to see some of the photos that I've shared. These are many, many areas in Ball Ground that maybe you haven't been to yet. So I want to invite you to come. Now, the reason our traffic is so crazy on 372, there's nothing we can do about it. It isn't local traffic. It isn't y'all. It isn't me. It isn't us. It's the gateway to the mountains. Ball Ground is the gateway to the mountains. Ball Ground is the gateway to Milton. If you're leaving the mountains and you're headed to Alpharetta, then you go through Ball Ground. That's why 372, it's so crazy, it's so crowded, there is nothing we can do about it. It is a state highway, and there's no other way to get there unless you're in a helicopter. So when people come in the office and they're just, oh my gosh, the traffic is so bad in Ball Ground. I said, not all the time, it's just when people are doing that commute. So last night between 7 o'clock and 7:35, I got out and I photographed Ball Ground. And I got pictures of downtown, and there were so few vehicles. It was the stragglers coming in from work. It has nothing to do with the population of Ball Ground. It has to do with the fact that we are a thoroughfare to the whole world. To get to Cumming, you got to go to Ball Ground. To get to Freehome, you got to go to Ball Ground. To get to Milton, you got to go to Ball Ground. Heck, fire, to get to Duluth, you got to go to Ball Ground. It's crazy. But to get where you're going, you got to go to Ball Ground. And to get from the mountains, you go through there. When you leave where you've been, you got to come back through Ball Ground. So the homes that have been built brought in amazing families. A lot more kids are in school now, and the schools are growing. But it didn't. That's not what's wrong with 372. It's a thoroughfare. It's a state highway. I wish that it had been somewhere else in a 4-lane because there really isn't any other way to get to Milton unless you go down to Canton. No, never mind, you can't even do that. There ain't no way to get there but through Ball Ground, so you just have to fool with it, and we just have to do it. And sometimes it does get a little testy, and people get a little whiny, and I hear it all the time. But That's how you get to places. That's the gateway to the mountains, and it's the gateway down toward Atlanta. So you just have to do it. If you're going to downtown Atlanta, of course you use 575, but that doesn't help. Most people going to Milton, Alpharetta, Crabapple, Roswell, they go 372. So plan your trip with a little time to kind of slow down on 372 and look around as you're going 372. Go, oh, I didn't know Ball Ground had this, and I didn't know Ball Ground had that. Today you're going to get to see some stuff. Now this is something that is a big, big thing going on in Ball Ground right now. This home is to be given away. It is a historical home, but it must be moved from the property. And because I've moved several homes, remodeled them and sold them, I had told people who were they were on Facebook just whining and whining and whining that this house is coming down. This house is a wonderful historical house that has a lot of issues with the foundation, the leveling, different things. The kitchen needs to be torn off. There are a lot of things that need to be done. But if you have, it will probably cost $100,000 to move the house. And in my estimation, after being in that house many, many times, it will probably cost you about $200,000 to redo the house because it has a lot of things that need to be redone. Every owner who ever lived there tried to level it. Every owner who ever lived there sunk money into it, and it is known as the money pit. And today, you can pick up the phone and you can call me, and I will hook you up with a lady who's taken the responsibility of trying to find somebody, and they've been trying for several weeks, and the time is getting near. We need to find somebody who might want this free historical home. You would need to have a budget of about $300,000, at least $100,000 to move it, and then you would have to have land to put it on, and then you would have to have the money to restore it. Is it worth restoring? I think but as somebody who has restored several, we restored one from the 1800s, and our budget was twice what we thought it would be. The timing was twice what we thought it would be, and it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it, you know. You get in there with an old house and you run into a lot of problems. So if you are interested, call me at 404-375-0590, and I will hook you up with the lady who is kind of trying to make this happen. She likes historical homes, and she actually lives near a historical home in Ball Ground that I sold. We sold it for a little over $200,000, and the people now have it on the market for over $700,000. So there is some money to be made. But with this house, you have to move it. It's going to be about $100,000. Then you have to restore it, and you have to build a kitchen onto the back of it because the way the house is built, you can't move it all at one time. And the kitchen and the bathrooms really need to be redone anyway, so probably not good to even move those. So it's going to be tricky at best. Is it worth saving? Possibly. But you have to have a big budget, a big heart for historical homes, and a nice piece of land to put it on. So if you're interested, again, call me because it is free. You come and get it, you move it off the land, and there you go. And it's one of those things, there's somebody out there who would love to do this, but so far they haven't stepped up to the plate. Everybody's just whining and, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's coming down, and bring it to me, bring it to me. Okay, give us $100,000 and it can be brought to you. But it's not going to be cheap. It is not going to be cheap to move this house. And when you look at the back of it, there are 2 rooms that were built on after the fact, so it's not all the original house, and it would take a lot to move this. You can't move it in one piece. You've got to take the back off. So it's going to be interesting. But again, there is somebody out there in this world who could do this. And if you're interested, call me at 404-375-0590, and I will hook you up with Miss Stephanie, and hopefully maybe somebody can do this. It just takes, you've got to have a budget in place of at least $300,000, because I know I did them. I did 3 houses, and none of it was the budget we thought it was going to be. Everything costs more, from the moving to the sitting it back up to, you know, it just costs more. So And I want to remind y'all, if you are in the budget of 900,000 up, a lot of new homes in Ball Ground are coming in. It is not only helping your tax base, it is bringing a lot of really sweet retired people to our community because they're leaving the city and they are ready to come to the country. And Ball Ground is still pretty country. We've got a lot of beautiful new homes and we are growing in population, but we are not growing in craziness. It is becoming a very full, very vibrant, very happy city. And if you haven't been to Ball Ground, I want to invite you to come down and come by our office. And Evelyn always has a photo booth out there to get pictures made no matter what the occasion is. She's got something out there for you to have a laugh, have some good time, go by and get to know all the amazing business owners in town. And that's what Ball Ground is about. You know, we are finally busy. We have restaurants, we have shopping, we have a bakery, we have so many things that you can just wander the street. And this is, when you see the front of the house, it looks like it would be a simple move. It's not, because the back is extended. And so part of the back's got to come off there. And but again, it is a beautiful home. I've been in it. I have walked through every inch and I would love to see it saved, but I wouldn't be willing to put $300,000 in doing it because I would say the time, I just can't imagine. I don't know. And after doing the homes we did, I know that we did go over budget on every single one of them. So, and you see how that sticks out in the back. There's part of that has to come off there. And to move a house that big, they'd have to, you talk about permits, the permits would be expensive. It's going to be an undertaking, but if you're sitting out there with about $300,000, you would get an amazing historical home. It will need a lot of redoing inside. The staircase has never been quite level, and when you walk up to the top of the stairs, by the time you get to the top of the stairs, you've got vertigo because it's a little bit kinky. It's swap-sided, but it is a beautiful home. The staircase is beautiful. The handrail on it's beautiful, so think about it. And again, pick up the phone and call me. Now, this is another part of Ball Ground that is free to the public. This is Calvin Farmer Park, and on beautiful days, that park is full of people. It is full of kids. It is full of families. This morning before I came to work, it was full of people walking around the walking trail. This is what makes Ball Ground so special. There are so many things to do that don't cost you any money. You can go to the big walking trail, which walks down to Long Swamp Creek. You can walk around the path there. You can picnic. You can have your kids' birthday parties there. You can go to the botanical garden. It's free. There are just things to do that don't cost you a penny. And I just love that tree. That is where Miss Zona Lee Farmer's home used to sit. And that's where her daddy, Calvin Farmer, Henry Calvin Farmer, lived. And the house sadly burned, but the tree is still there. And I hope that tree will always be there. But, you know, with progress, you never know. I hope it will be there. But a beautiful, beautiful tree. And this is one of my favorite buildings in downtown Ball Ground. If you have not been to Sunshine Life, go in there. Because when you leave, you will feel a little sunshine in your heart. So check them out. And it has the old barber shop there too. It's just a really cool old building. And you know, you need to get out. We're going to be talking in the next week or so about all the tiny towns we serve. And we started with Ball Ground because of course it's home. So I had to start with it. And right there on the right, you see an old historical building with a lot of weeds growing on the top of the building. For the first time in history, Hathcock Well Drillers is going to be moving out of that building, moving to another building, and that building is going to be available. It is for sale. I don't know what it would be good for. I would love to see an old-timey 5 and dime in there and have just really cool collectible stuff from that era. I think it would be really, really neat. It's going to need some work, but it is a fantastic building. It is a fantastic location. And it is for sale. So, and then there's the Burger Bus. Everybody knows about the Burger Bus, but did you see why I took this shot, guys? Do you see any traffic? No traffic, because it's not the time of day that people are commuting. It was after 7 o'clock last night. So it shows you our streets are not crowded with us. Our streets are crowded with thoroughfare, with people coming and going everywhere else they go. So Ball Ground is not so crowded. It's just 372, and it is certainly crowded. And there is where our original office was, and now we're next door in the little building, and we have a wonderful, they did a fantastic job of remodeling our office and spent a whole lot of time and energy making it look really cool. Now that is part of the movie with Tom Cruise, and some of the scenes were shot in there, and I'm so thankful that they kept the part that showed from the movie. So it's a wonderful building, and if you haven't been inside Dots, go in and you will enjoy a trip there. It's really a trip down memory lane. And there's where we used to have Italian food, and Chef Rosario retired, and now they have burgers and sandwiches and all kinds of things, and the tavern has also, it's pet friendly. So if you're visiting Ball Ground, you have your four-legged pet, you can take them. They have a back patio out back where you can eat. And it's just, you know, that's what Ball Ground is about. It's about coming, bringing your family, bringing your four-legged buddies, and this is my favorite building, my very, very favorite building. This is the Roberts Building. The Roberts Building was at different times, it's been a post office, it's been a Masonic Lodge, it's done several different things, but right now you get to walk by, and every occasion I change the windows. So the kids can go by and see Easter stuff right now. They'll be able to see some red, white, and blue as we hit Memorial Day and 4th of July. But we try to change it as the seasons change. It is a wonderful historical building, has the most beautiful hardwood floors in it, and that's a real piece of Ball Ground history. That's a super piece of Ball Ground history. So if you haven't been to Ball Ground and you haven't seen our murals, one of the murals is right across the street from that amazing building, so I love it. The mural was done by several artists from the University of Georgia, a team of women who came in, and boy, they nailed it. They did a great job. They did 3 murals for downtown Ball Ground in just 3 days. So, and this is another one of the buildings that has a lot of history, and now it's actually, it has some office space in there that you can lease, and you can just go in there and have conferences, have meetings. And then it also has something that came out of Jasper, Geraldine's cheese straws and those good things. My favorite thing, though, was her key lime stuff. I have to stay away from that because I could eat a whole box of them. But again, Ball Ground is open for business, and we love that because y'all know for many years Ball Ground was just the rock shop. It was rock, 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 rock. Now there's my choice for an eatery in Ball Ground. That's where you see me pretty often. They have amazing salads. They have great grilled meat, fire grilled meat, and they have great pizza. New York, good fire grilled pizzas. So if you haven't been to Dominic's, come and check it out. On Saturday they have ribeye steaks, and I will put their ribeye steaks up against anybody's. Oh my gosh, they are so good. They are so good, and these folks give back to the community. Now this is part of the community that wasn't supposed to happen. These were going to be first-time homes that we were going to be selling. And somewhere in the mix, a large conglomerate got together and made the guy who was building them an offer, and he sold out, and now they are rentals. So there are a lot of rentals in Ball Ground now, which is something that had never happened. And it has changed the rental market just a little bit. So if you're, a lot of people were buying homes and renting them out, and with these, so many coming in at one time, it kind of cut the price of rent. So it's still a little bit high for most people. But again, there's something for everybody in Ball Ground. And a lot of people are renting here while they're building their homes. So, and there's part of the walking trail at Calvin Farmer Park, and every single day that thing is full of people and pets and kids and tricycles and you name it. It is part of Ball Ground, and it was actually part of the Calvin Farmer estate. And Miss Donnelly made them a deal that nobody could believe, and the city got it, and the city has managed it and maintained it, and everybody loves it. So it's just a good part of Ball Ground, and it's free to everybody. So again, if you want to have birthday parties for your kids, whatever you want to do, it's a great time to come and visit Ball Ground. And then this is John Wheeland. John Wheeland, the amazing architect who has been around for many generations. He's in his late 80s, still designing, still building. These are townhomes that are going to be available in Ball Ground, and they're just at the bottom of the ridge. And the ridge holds the houses with the amazing, amazing views. And so we have the ridge has the houses over $1.5 million, and then we're going to have the townhomes are going to be from $735. I believe they start at $735, the John Whelan towns. And then we have homes that start in the 400s just down the street. So we have a great variety. And if you're looking for a first-time home, if you're bringing your money and coming out of Buckhead, and there's Malone's Pond, and that's where I work. So, but we are just excited to say welcome to Ball Ground. We are really open for business now because the shops downtown are full. People are happy, and these are the homes. We're actually listing one of those today, and it'll be $429,000. So if you're looking for a first-time buy, it's 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, walking distance to downtown Ball Ground, and that's what it's about. That's Ball Ground's whole idea, was to be a walking community. And it has turned into a walking community, and everybody loves it. So you can walk to the restaurants, you can walk to shop, you can walk down to the botanical garden. You can even walk down there and pay your bills at the city hall. I mean, everything is so close together. And the ridge is where I've caught so many amazing sunrises and sunsets. That is such a beautiful, beautiful scene. And it is one of those things that you have to be there at a certain time. And this is, the guys came down and did a video for us about 2 years ago. And at that time, this road didn't look anything like this. This goes down to the 50-acre walking park that goes to Long Swamp Creek. Absolutely gorgeous. Free, offered to you by the city of Ball Ground. All you have to do is pick up your trash. Don't leave any trash down there, and don't make a mess. Just walk, enjoy, take your 4-legged friends, take your kids, go down to the creek, and you will have a great time. Take yourself a picnic. Now this is, as I was doing sunrises and sunsets, I just kept picking different things. There's something about the sunrise and sunset in Ball Ground, and I don't know why. Maybe we're just positioned perfect. But we always have great, great shots of it. And that is something, when you are looking to buy a home, I always tell people, okay, the sun comes up here and the sun sets here, and this is what you'll see during the day, and this is what your evenings will be like. And it's a great way to let people know, hey, this is great to be able to live here and see this. Now this is going to be, the homes that will be developed here will be on the ridge overlooking the homes down the bottom that are going to be in the 400s. These homes will be a little bit more expensive, but everything here is walking distance to downtown Ball Ground, and that's the key. Every day I see people, their pets, their kids walking to town. That's what it's about. There is one home left on the ridge for sale, and I believe it's $1.5 million, and it is right there. That is the view from that home, and it is absolutely stunning, absolutely incredible. And it was built by Steve Powell. There it is. It's the second home in the middle, and it is a Steve Powell home. Absolutely beautiful. It has every bell and whistle you can imagine. So, and that's what it's about. You know, we have a variety going on in Ball Ground. We still have some. That's your view of the ridge too, and that's so beautiful. And it's always pretty, you know, except on rainy, cloudy days, and I've seen it some days that you couldn't even see it. Now, I want to remind y'all that the alumni equipment auction is going to be March 22nd. Don't forget, if you are looking and if you would love to help the FFA, if you have equipment or things you'd like to donate, pick up the phone and call them and let them know that, hey, I've got something I want to help you with, because they are raising money to help the FFA in Pickens County. So there you go. And you know, it's all about the kids. We talked about that yesterday. This generation coming. Now, Miss Evelyn has set up a photo booth at our office in town. She's always she loves to decorate, and she does the photo booth. She changes it as the seasons change, and she's got it out there now, and you can stop by and get your picture made. And it's so cute. And I think she's doing some giveaways with some lottery cards too. So there you go, but stop by. It's right next door to Dots on Main Street, and sometimes she's there, sometimes not. We have a corner that we just listed the corner of Highway 5 and Commerce Drive in Ball Ground. It's hard to find a commercial corner in Ball Ground. Well, we have one listed. So pick up the phone and call us about it, and we will be happy to show it to you. It's good for several different things. So if you got your brain a studying and a thinking, you might think about building you a business in Ball Ground. There you are. And this, I had to do this. I said I was going to talk about Ball Ground, and every morning when I start to fix my breakfast, I think about a very, very special lady. She battled cancer twice. She beat it. Her name was Doreen Lee, and she taught me to make that sandwich. That's a Monte Cristo sandwich. And every time I get up and I get to thinking, oh, it's a bad day, oh, something's wrong, oh, this, oh, that, and I whine a little bit, I think about my sweet Doreen Lee and how she beat cancer twice. And then my mood changes. My mood just changes. So you have to be happy, you have to be courageous, and you have to get through it. And that's what we do. That's what women do. Did y'all know that about women? That's what we do. We get through things that we thought would kill us. Now, this is another one of my favorite historical homes. This is one of our brokers. This is Miss Jamie, and she came to visit Ball Ground. And I said, let me show you my favorite home in the whole town. As a child, I visited there with my grandmother. I have always been totally in love with this house and would love to live there. That is just my favorite, favorite home. And there's Kim. And everybody from the Copper Basin knows Miss Kim. So there it is, and that is at my favorite house in Ball Ground. Ball Ground is, we are preserving the past as we embrace the future, and that is Ball Ground. And a little bit, I hope you'll come down and visit us. I hope you'll come and get to know this tiny town that is growing. It is growing in population, but we are not growing outside and making it too big. Now there's the ridge. There's Malone's Pond on one end, and then the ridge houses up at the top. And all of them, we have a price range for everybody. We have some houses in the $299s. We have some in the $325s. We have prices and everything. We just got one under contract for $325. Now there's the corner on Highway 5 and Commerce Lane. It's right before you get to the Dollar General store. So there you go, and it is for sale, and we would love to sell it to you and see you build a business there. So, and that shows you the depth of the lot. It's got a lot of space, and I guarantee you can think of something you could do there. Lord, I'd love to have a sandwich shop there and have my mama there making spaghetti. That would be so cool. That would be so cool. And this, y'all, I can't believe this. It's been 2 years. Look at that little bitty baby. She's not like that anymore. She's got big old curly hair, and she's, oh my gosh, she's so precious. But that's 2 years ago, and it cracks me up at how fast the time is going. That means that one day our time will be up, and the Lord will be calling us home. But it's just crazy how fast time goes. And this happens to be at our favorite barbecue place. Everybody knows about Biggins, and everybody knows Biggins does redneck lasagna, and that's what this family loves. So we're there dining and eating us some redneck lasagna, and the baby had her some taters. So look at that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe she was so little. I want her little again. No, I don't want to start over. Never mind. Okay, these are just the last shots we've got, and these are Ball Ground as the sun sets, as the sun rises. Absolutely incredible. Just beautiful, beautiful shots of this beautiful city. If you haven't been there lately, please come and visit us. Please come and visit and get to know the tiny little city with a big old heart, lots of sweet people, lots of things to do, and a lot of things you can do on a budget, because Calvin Farmer Park doesn't cost you a dime. The Botanical Garden doesn't cost you a dime. Just come on down and hang out with us, and make sure you check out some of the great places to eat. And if you want to see me, you need to go to Dominic's. So that's all I got to say about that. That's where I eat. Isn't that beautiful? That's the sun rising over Sawney Mountain and coming out of the, it's just beautiful. And there's Ball Ground First Baptist Church. There's that sun rising. So pretty, so pretty, so pretty. So come down and visit with us. We would love to have you and get to know the little city that it is growing in population. But 372 is not crowded because of our population. It's crowded because all of y'all going through there. And that's the gateway to the mountains. So there's Ball Ground. We're going to go to some music now that kind of sets the tone for this, because it's Smoky Mountain Memories, but it's not by Earl Thomas Conley. It's not by Mel Street. It's by Mr. Ellijay. So here's my opinion of what ought to be playing on the speakers that go through downtown Ball Ground. When you walk through there, you ought to be hearing this music. Here we go.
Smoky Mountain memories about my home in Tennessee. Memories keep calling me home. Mountains rising in my soul, higher than the dreams I've known. Misty-eyed they cling to me by Smoky Mountain memories. An old gray man with a dog asleep at his feet plays a worn-out fiddle full of melodies. He smiled with his eyes, but the lines on his face told me more than the tunes he played. Talking about my Smoky Mountain memories, pretty girl from Tennessee. I was such a fool to leave her all alone. I think about her in my dreams and wonder if she thinks of me. I'll always hold her close to me in my Smoky Mountain memories. So Mr. Play your fiddle, please. Play some mountain memories. I've been down a lonely road, so far from home. Nothing left to hold on to. I made some plans, but they fell through. Now there's nothing left for me but my Smoky Mountain memories. Smoky Mountain memories about my home in Tennessee. Memories keep calling me home. Mountains rising in my soul, higher than the dreams I've known. I can't get away from all my Smoky Mountain memories. Talking about my Smoky Mountain memories.
Whether you're in the mood for chicken strips, a delicious burger, our classic banana split, or an upside-down thick blizzard treat, we've got you covered. Hot and fresh food every day, every time, and delicious DQ soft serve make the perfect pair at your favorite place. Not fast food, fan food fast. Your Blue Ridge, Ellijay, and Jasper Dairy Queens are your meet, eat, and treat headquarters.
Thank you for choosing DQ. How may I serve you?
Welcome to our ETC Game of the Week from McDaniel. That one is poked out in the out.
Oh, that one hits him in the head.
From Chris. That one.
3-2. Good lick.
Y'all come by and see us anytime you can.
Whether you're swimming in the sea or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Okay, I hope you have a copy of my cookbook. We sold out of them, and I don't have any more, but I'm working on a new one. And it will have a lot of these recipes in it and some stories to go with it. And tomorrow, I'm hosting a luncheon for about 50 people. And I went to my cookbook to get some things I wanted to do. And one of the things I want to do that I have to do a little differently now is because this came, to make this recipe, you bought 12, 24, or 36, however many you need, of the individual little bags of Fritos. The hardest thing about this recipe, tiny taco salad in a Frito bag, was finding the Frito bags. So I ordered these little containers that you can do a little charcuterie in, and I decided that's how I'm going to do the T90 taco salads. It makes sense. I can use the Fritos, buy the big bag of Fritos, put them in the bottom of the little container, and I don't have to. I went to 5 stores, 6 stores, 7 stores before I found any. So I decided I'll just buy myself containers. Remember, a recipe is only a beginning. Do what works for you. I can buy the big bag of Fritos. I can put these out. It will be so good, so easy, so simple, and I won't drive myself crazy going to stores. So if you have a cookbook and you do the recipe and your kids say, I don't like onions, well, some recipes you can leave the onions out of. If your kids say, I don't like sour cream, my idea for that is don't let them see you put the sour cream in it, because if they didn't know it was in there, they wouldn't know it was in there. It's just people get these ideas in their head. Oh, I saw that sour cream. I don't like sour cream. Well, if you didn't know it was in there, you'd like it. And one of the things I used to make all the time that I haven't made in a while is grab it and go. And I'm thinking about making some grab it and go for tomorrow, because I need things that people can just pick up easy. But one thing I am making, and thanks to Dominic's, I'm making T90 Philly steak sandwiches, and I can't wait. I had one for lunch the other day, and I just came up with this idea because I had some leftover steak, and it was so good. So use your imagination when you cook. Use your leftovers when you cook. And take a cookbook and say, you know, I like that idea, but I think I'd like it better this way. That's how great cooks are made. So all the restaurants you walk into that you really, really love their cooking, it's an idea that somebody had that somebody perfected, and that's what cooking is about. So let me tell you what music is about. Music is about Mr. Ellijay around here, and so we're going to feature him on a few more songs because he's provided me with about 75 songs, and I appreciate it. And the Claytons are going to be here with him in the next few days. I can't wait. We've got to schedule it. Now that I've seen the cover of their CD, it's time to get them up here. So let's go back to some music by our buddy, Mr. Ellijay.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, flowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road, I hear her voice in the morning hour. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. I'm driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads. Could it be a fever? I just can't believe her. Did she just say walk out that door? She has her days and peculiar ways, but I ain't seen her like this before. She told our friend Jenny that she'd had a plenty, enjoyed all of this she could stand. I'm just a singer, no ring on my finger, writing little ditties for the band. Well, back in the days, I'll admit it's a haze, but I always thought I was the one to have and to hold and to love and control her. Now she says she's got to run. So what can I do? I'm addicted to you. I thought I had it all in the can. I'm just a singer, no ring on my finger, writing little ditties for the band. Well, I'm that kind of feller who never did tell her exactly what I'm looking for. She begged me, baby, please don't you be Mr. Breeze, but I let her blow right out that door. Now that she's gone and I'm here all alone, I'm hoping maybe you'll understand. I'm just a singer, no ring on my finger, writing little ditties for the band. I'm just a singer, no ring on my finger, writing little ditties for the band. It's a stinger.
There's a blessed holy city called heaven, I know, where the walls are made of Jasper and the streets are pure as gold. On the streets of that fair city are mansions so fine, and one of those mansions is mine. One of those mansions is mine. Yes, one of those mansions is mine. It's a home filled with glory divine. Yes, one of those mansions is mine. I may have you for a neighbor, oh, won't it be grand just to stroll over heaven and to view that fair land, or just to sit beside the river and to sing of God's blood with my Jesus in heaven above. One of those mansions is mine. Yes, one of those mansions is mine. It's a home filled with glory divine. Yes, one of those mansions is mine. It's a home filled with glory divine. Yes, one of those mansions is mine.
Lord, this was a bad day to hold this cookbook, y'all. I wanted to share these recipes with y'all now. I'm starving to death looking at all these recipes. And I thought of another one I'm going to do tomorrow, and it's a Mexi Melt casserole. So simple, so easy, so good. And so if you've missed some of our recipes, you can go to YouTube and you can see I've got lots and lots of recipes on YouTube. So get in there, watch them, enjoy them, and share them with your family. Just go to either Sherry Martin or Sherry Martin Heart of the Home. There's lots of stuff on there to see. Lots of music, lots of memories, lots of cooking, and lots of good times. Now, speaking of good times, on April the 5th, the guys are going to be up at Kimsey Ridge filming, and you're going to get to see it. We are going to once again Visit with the folks who have remodeled that amazing, amazing old Ducktown school. I can't wait to see what they've done this year. And guess who's going to be there? The Parton family's going to be there. So are a whole lot more of your friends and neighbors, including First Day. So that's actually where I met them. And you know, we've been talking about ball ground today. And when we think about the young man on the guitar who sings a whole lot, he's from ball ground now. So come and visit us in ball ground. I'm going to give you several reasons to come. Free, fun, fantastic location. It is easy to find. Just come south on Highway 5. You can turn at Jordan Road right there at the railroad track and come on in the back way on Old Dawsonville Road. Or you can go on down to the red light at Regions. If you have not been to ball ground, please come and let us share the tiny city that we love. Now next week we're going to be featuring other cities in our area. We're going to feature Ellijay. We're going to feature Talking Rock. We're going to feature one of my favorites, McKaysville. We're going to feature even the little spot called Morganton, because Morganton isn't amounting to much yet, but they do have a Dollar General store, and in the future I even see Morganton growing. We have so much to offer in these beautiful mountains. And remember, as the seasons happen to be spring and Easter is coming, open your heart, open your doors, and say, hey, y'all, welcome to the mountains. The tourists are coming, and we might as well get ready for them, and we might as well be nice. Many, many jobs created in this area are because of tourists. So let's get out and let's say, welcome, y'all. I'm going to take you back now to something that the guys produced a couple of years ago, and it shows you a whole lot about ball ground and what you can do. Our fireworks are the Saturday before the 4th of July. It's free to everybody. We have huge, huge crowds there. Our Christmas parade is top of the line, and it is always packed and free. You get to see Santa, you get to see Mrs. Claus, you get to see some of the coolest stuff, and you get to see Christmas Pete. There's something in ball ground all the time, and we want to invite you to come and visit with us. So here we go to another little trip to ball ground.
looking back through all my dreams of yesterday, written in the pages way back when. I'm looking back and all I see for me to say is I wish we could do it all again. You and me, the crazy things we used to do, makes me wonder how we're still around. Some are gone, moved away, or 6 feet in the ground. I'm just waiting round for baby blue. Butterflies go dancing in the rain. They're beautiful